Hey guys, back with another video. Congratulations to everybody who's made it through the bear market. Here we are finally with a very big up day. Anyways, let's get into it. So today we're talking about my 5 largest positions as far as crypto or coins. So let's just get right into it. So number 1 isn't that big of a surprise, is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is around 50%. Obviously things are changing quickly these last few days. It's a little bit more than 50% as things stand right now. And I like Bitcoin more than I like Ethereum. Obviously I think it has a lower risk profile, and I think it might actually outperform in the long term Ethereum. Like I think there's a higher likelihood that it will outperform Ethereum, even though it has a lower risk profile, because I think Ethereum has more competitors. I think there's a new narrative, which may or may not be true, that Ethereum's modular strategy, meaning it having layer 2s in order to scale and in order to be applicable for different use cases, is the wrong strategy, and that its competitors that are not modular, that are all based on one layer, such as Solana, of course, may be the correct the correct architecture. That is becoming more and more of a narrative, and may or may not be true. I'm not super technically savvy. I can't really speak on a technical level to that, but I can say that as a Solana user, I find it to be the best, the most satisfactory user experience. And I think the fact that it isn't modular, that it doesn't have all these layer 2s in order to scale, is a huge part of that, probably. So yeah, that's why I like Bitcoin a lot more than I like Ethereum. And Bitcoin is my number 1 position at a little bit over 50%. Solana, as I was just talking about, is my number 2 position. And actually, I think Bitcoin's under 50%. I think it's like 40%. Anyways, so now moving to Solana. Solana, I have almost as much as I have in Bitcoin after this recent move. So Solana and Bitcoin together make up the vast majority of my crypto portfolio. But Solana, as I said, I already basically explained why I have a big bag of Solana, and that is because the user experience is the best. It has a lot of adoption. It already has the network effect, and I think the network effect is growing. I think people are realizing this new narrative, that it may actually be the Ethereum killer. Like that narrative is coming back as well. And a lot of that is because it has a better user experience, and perhaps, as I said, the layer 2 architecture or strategy is potentially going to be the wrong strategy, and Solana's strategy will win out. And that's kind of my base case. And as things stand, I believe Ethereum still has more than a 10x market cap to Solana. So if it is indeed the Solana killer, and we're just entering into the bull market, then Solana should go up more than 10x, because obviously Ethereum's going to go up more. Yeah, so Solana is my number 2 position. Number 3 is, in fact, actually I think Ethereum and this other one are about tied. So let's just go into Ethereum. Probably tied for that position. And it's much smaller than my Bitcoin Solana position, but it is the one thing that I'm buying right now with dried powder, because there are some other things that I'm trading around alts into other alts a little bit, but in terms of buying with dried powder, with more fresh cash USD, Ethereum's pretty much the only thing I'm buying right now, because I think it's been neglected. The hype has died around it, and I think now is a great time to buy Ethereum, and that's what I've been buying. In fact, I don't know if it's confirmed yet, but I believe BlackRock is applying for Ethereum ETF. Please double check that. But I believe that might have been announced today. So great time to buy Ethereum. That's what I've been buying. Obviously, pretty basic reason, because it's number 2. It's the least risky after Bitcoin, even though, as I said, I think Solana is going to possibly kill it, or at least outperform it. And so yeah, that's it. Ethereum's number 3. Number 4 for me is extremely speculative. It's probably the most speculative crypto that I hold, other than maybe really tiny positions. But it's actually as I said, my 4th biggest position, and that is TRAC, the BRC20 token. Now, I am holding this because I'm bullish on the ordinals and BRC20 space. As we've seen, they have been exploding these past few weeks, and I've enjoyed that. But TRAC in particular, it's still only around a $20 million market cap, and as far as BRC20s that actually have a real roadmap or are trying to do something for real, it's got to be either number 1 or number 2 in terms of what it's actually trying to accomplish. And the dev, Benny, he goes by, he's extremely active. He's constantly updating the community. As I said, it's extremely speculative, whether the use cases that he is proposing will be implementable or, are possible. But very bullish on TRAC. And I just think the upside is massive, because Ordi, which doesn't really have any use case or any utility as far as I'm concerned, has just been skyrocketing. Yes, it's the first BRC20, but it doesn't have any use case. And I think it's approaching $400 million market cap. And as I said, TRAC, which actually has a use case, it's trying to be similar to what the graph is on Ethereum, which I think peaked a little over. I think it peaked around $4 billion market cap. I forget. But definitely well over $1 billion market cap. And as I said, TRAC is 20 million. But just the upside is massive. So I'm probably not going to sell until it gets to at least 100 million. Then I'll probably take a little bit of profits. But in the bullish case, it could go over $1 billion. And that's just massive upside. And that's why I have TRAC. And I just think the downside right now is somewhat limited. The way that BRC20s it's just so early with BRC20s and ordinals that I just think more and more people are going to come into the space, which is going to limit the downside. And it's one of the few legit projects. So that's number 4. Number 5. Now this one is a little bit tragic. This is Rune. And I love Rune. I want more Rune, but unfortunately, this was my big bear market mistake. Was I sold a lot of my Rune near the bottom of its bear market, and this was because I was getting into Bitcoin ordinals and BRC20s. But I do regret that decision. But recently, like a week ago, I started, increasing my position, even though it had already run massively, and I'm happy I did that because it's continuing to run. But I definitely want to increase that. I don't want to increase it with dried powder at the moment because it's just gone on such a massive run. But I've been increasing my position with other tokens that I own that have run. Mostly Hello token, which isn't in my top 5, but I sold a lot of that, which has gone on a massive run to buy Rune, and I'll be continuing to buy Rune. And again, Rune is it is the first decentralized exchange where you can trade Bitcoin, native Bitcoin, not wrapped Bitcoin, native Bitcoin, and native Ethereum with other blockchains, which, obviously that's really important. That's the whole point of crypto, is that you can control your own finances without a centralized entity. And Thorchain is the first thing allowing you to do that in terms of exchanging cryptos for one another. So extremely important. very important ecosystem. Right now, the market cap is a little over $1 billion, which I think is low for what it's doing and for the problem that it's solving, which is a very difficult problem to solve, which is why there's not really any competitors. So yeah, that's Rune. Anyways, so this was just a short overview of my top 5 positions. Solana and Bitcoin being by far my biggest positions. But if you like the video, or if you have any comments, leave a comment. I'll see you guys next video.